Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. You are pleased to be on this platform today. Discuss through all this business angle of your profession, summit or training, basically. I'm so pleased that we are going to get it on this work because I believe in a short time you will see the dividends of your time you're spending, of the data you must have spent, and the likes of that. So I want to quickly inform you that at the end of this training, there'll be a certificate for as many who are interested in it that can really back up your CV and boost your CV. So because also there will be a mentorship program. There will be a mentorship program of 3 classes, so that we can tell you, and there will be for the platinum, there will be for diamond, there will be for gold level. Depending on the level, we're going to be telling you how each of those levels of mentorship work, because you need mentors. Everybody needs mentors to guide you in what you're doing. Serious people go after mentors to guide them. So things don't just run in the right cherry. Like I've told you, education is a lifelong school. You don't graduate from it, so there's no graduation in education. You must have graduated in school, but out of school there are bigger things you need to learn. My name is James Olokesusi once again, and I will really encourage you to subscribe to this channel, and to make sure you are following and be serious with your writing, be serious what you're doing, and as we go. So today I want to talk about building a business. Yesterday I talked about the 7 P's, talk about the product, the pricing, the place, the people, the prayers, and lots of that. So today I want to really talk about now in the course of you building a business, the business angle of your profession. Now, when you see your profession as a means of value exchange, or value creation, or you see it as a value, a tool to solve problems for others, or better still, you feel that your profession, you are not really interested in, you are not cut out for your profession. You can go learn another skill, you can take up another skill. You can be a banking and finance and go and learn catering, you might go and learn into farming, you might go into tailoring, you might go into tech, you might go into anything. So, but these are basic things you have to do, and you understand the business angle. So this is a concourse today. So we going to look at first of all the 3 D's to this. There are 3 D's to really packaging and understanding what you are called out to do. If what you study in school, I study accounting, like I told you. Now, 3 D's. The first D is discover what you want. What can you do? What are the things people really are out to receive from you? What is your expertise? Yeah, it could be, like I told you, some, I don't want to generalize it further because you went to school, yeah, you have to be what you studied in school. So some are willing to focus on that. Some are willing to go and learn something else. So if you're willing to go and learn something else, like Ajibola now wants to go into business, So other people want to go into something else, So I want to really encourage you that it doesn't matter. The first thing is to discover your strength. I'm an accountant. I have a strength in accounting. I have a strength in teaching, and that's why I'm standing before you as a coach and as a mentor to teach in this life. So because I have to go into this learning, these 3 Ds. I have to go through these 3 Ds for me to be able to stand before you here. Not just the fact that I'm using my accounting alone, I'm as well using my teaching gift. Teaching comes to me as a gift, So, but basically, I have to go through this 3 D. I have to discover it. You have to discover your ability. Number 2 is that you have to develop it. You have to develop it. You have to look out for mentors. You have to read books. You have to go for trainings. You have to fine tune. I have to go through about 10 years with my mentors to learn teaching. I mean, when I teach, I'm not just talking about classroom teaching. I'm talking about teaching to teach people the basic, the intricacies of teaching and lacks of that. So it goes into development. You don't we ask before the king. If you're going to go greatly in what you're doing, you've got to learn to do it properly. You've got to do it properly. A wise man said, if you're going to clean, clean, be a cleaner. Clean like Michelangelo will paint a sculpture. So you've got to do it in a decent way. You've got to do it. You got to go learn about it. So people say, oh, I have a fashion designer. The fact that you're a graduate doesn't mean fashion designing comes to you easily. Even when you have learned it, if you don't learn it properly, You have to get to the level whereby you are top notch, like Vicky James and relax at that too. You've got to learn whatever you're doing, compare yourself with the best in that field. In what I'm doing now, I know some of the best in this country in the field of what I'm doing, and I'm always measuring myself with them from time to time to see how am I improving, because on a daily basis I must continue to improve. I'm not going to get better with what I'm doing. So that's what takes me to that vision. That's what takes me to that height. So you must develop yourself in that area you're doing. Even in trading, online trading, FX and lots of that, or better still, if it's normal, even business, you have to learn that business, the process of the business, the principles of the business, so that you can understand. Because doing business in Nigeria requires a lot of courage. We're going to come to that, basically. So the third one is deploying. Deploying, that's a place of packaging it and selling and monetizing it. That's monetization. That's when the monetization comes in. So you have to understand, in building the business, you have to understand the deployment. In deployment, you have to register the business, you understand the business structure. Are you going to be in venture or business name? They call it business name. Are you going to go for limited liability company? Where you have 1 million shares, 5 million shares, 10 million shares, where you can invite investors and like that. Even with business name, you can have investors or partners. Are you going to go into partnership? Are you going to look at somebody who has complementary skills with you, or who has the money? You can sell the idea to the person. So you got to do that. You can do that as well. So you can, because of monetization, these are the words you need. A lot of people, they have great ideas, but they lack the knowledge of partnering with people who have the strength, or the financial strength, who can deal with them. So deployment, a lot of people need the great gift in them to the board because they don't know how to deploy. It comes to packaging. It comes to, is it service you are rendering? Is it package of a product you are going to do? How do you start? That's why you have to understand the place of registration of the business, a place of monetization. How much are you selling? A place of what are they offering? You understand how you're selling it. Go and check how your competitors, those who are going ahead of you, how are they doing their own? So in the place of packaging, in place of this deployment, so you have to understand this angle very, very well, and that's why you need somebody to guide you as well. You need to see somebody to guide you as well. So you need to get all of this. And another thing is that in the place of, I talk about discover, develop, and deploy. In that deployment still, you have to start with something. The first thing that comes to our mind when you're starting a business is capital. Yeah, capital is good. But one, you must understand that the greatest capital of that business, the greatest requirement of that business is you. The greatest capital you need for that business is first you, before money. Because when they talk about you, it is your invest. That's why we say something. The greatest investment that is first required for you is to invest in your intellectual property. You can have $1 billion today. When you have not properly invested in yourself, the billionaire will disappear in a short time. It is what you know that you bring to the business. Hey, a lot of people, there was a young man that opened an office one time. I started with an office, a beautiful office, beautiful secretary, beautiful computer system, the AC, everything was good, but no definition of purpose. The question they asked him is that, what are you going to be doing here? He was scratching his head. He has not even defined the values. He has not even defined the vision. He has not even defined the mission. He does not even know what they are to do. They just know they are renting an office. That's why sometimes renting an office is not the first thing. The first thing is that, what are you offering? They haven't understood that is that you can even start with gig economy, working from home, remote. You can work from your laptop or your phones and lots of that. So that's by the way. So the gas capital. So another thing to capital is being resourceful. Resourcefulness is a mindset. Capital is a tool. Money is a tool. So sometimes when people hear about capital, the first thing that comes to their mind is money. No, there are alternatives to capital. There are alternatives to capital. Number one is your idea. Your idea, you haven't gotten your idea, you can pitch it to investors. They can invest. Venture capitalists, they can invest. A lot of people, your friends can invest. A friend of mine was talking to me recently. He has been trying to do a theater act. He's a producer, and he's been trying to do some videos and likes and that, but he has been constrained with money. And he got an idea to partner with some friends, and he said, we have some millions on these things. Okay, let's just take 25% of the business. Okay, I'll give 25%, I give 25%, I give 25%, I give 25%, and we come together, you invest on this. And he did. He invested on it. Now he started his production, his shooting. You know, he's so excited, though I told him he shouldn't have gone that way. That was 25% was too much. You know, how much are they bringing that is giving them a lot of. He said he was just cut out that he must get this thing running. And so that's the first thing. You must understand that alternative idea. When you bring out the idea, number two thing you must do is that after the idea, you can also alternative capital can be your integrity, can be your integrity, your reputation. Can people invest in you? Can people, your reputation, when you speak well? A man quit his job one time, and he was in between jobs, wanted to start real estate business, and he started with a kiosk. He just opened an office in a kiosk, and he sat down on a chair there, and he was talking to people about how to sell lands and lots of that. And one man who knew him to be a very good person took him to another allergy, and one allergy said, okay, you are into real estate, okay, what we'll do for you is that I will commit 30 acres into your hand. If you can market this 38 acres, there was, you know, and that was how he started his real estate business. Last year, this guy came as, last year, this guy made a lot of money, a turnover close to about 7 billion naira. This was the term that started about 2016. He raked in about 7 billion. He started with integrity, not with money. He started with integrity. You know, so that's not about that. So what your integrity can speak for you. Another thing is your courage. The reason why many business owners failed is because of fear. The fear will never allow them to exhibit or to activate all the potentials in them. Fear of failure. What about if you fail and so? Even the Bible says the righteous man falls 7 times, and rises up. So you've got to understand that place of failing forward. You've got to understand that failure is part of the project and part of the success. So you've got to be courageous. You've got to be stand strong. Sometimes you will feel like quitting. Sometimes your plans might not go as planned. Sometimes you might get all the principles, and yet you might not still get it right. So you've got to be courageous. So courage is part of starting the business. It's one of the alternative to capital. You know, I talk about the idea, I talk about integrity, courage, and as well relationship. What about relationship? Your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. Who do you know? Who are those people around you? The mentorship can add. Your relationship can be a mentor. Your relationship people can bring forth mentorship to you that can guide you into becoming successful. See, let me tell you, you don't go to meet mentors for money per se. What cancer, the simple cancer they give to you can change your life forever. Can change your life forever. You know, so you might have networks of mentors, coaches, guidance, investors, you know, helpers. People can come around to assist you. You know, your relationship, probably you have a relationship like a brother, you are trying to start a business, your brother can assist you in a work without having much money. Your wife can even assist you without collecting salary at the beginning. You know, it's part of the relationship. You know, some people might even have an idea to support you and lots of that. So another thing that is called provision. Provision. You only need what you need. Sometimes you say, I want to start transportation business and lots of that. And I need 10 million naira to start. You know, you can think about it. Okay, somebody has a vehicle. He can give it to you for higher purchase. If somebody asks, okay, I remember many years ago I wanted to start an oil business. And somebody told me, in those days they said, go and bring 3.3 million for a tanker. A tanker that then was 3.3 million. And my friend had gone to the bank to go and get a loan, and they were doing theirs, and he said, I should go and get the loan to do mine as well. I said, okay. When I begin to think about it, you know, I want to begin to talk to people about it and lots of that. And somebody spoke to me and told me that you can actually go to these people, to depot, talk to them with LPO, go to companies. When you get to companies, talk to companies, you have oil to supply them. Because we're meant to be supplying companies, diesel and lots of that. Tell the company, they give you LPO. Take this LPO to depot. To those who have this diesel, they will supply, and after 3 days they get their money, you get your commission. Simple. And that was what I did. I went to Kokodu, went to here and there, went to companies and lots of that, submitted, got LPO, went to Apapa, go and meet people, and the man told me I can give you up to 30 tankers without having a kobo. You see, these are alternatives to business. These are alternatives to business, you know. So it's not all the time, it's what you need, provisions. Sometimes it might be tool you need. Someone might say, okay, you have this tool, I have this tool. You know, many years ago I want to start a school. And I needed chairs, I needed desks, I needed books and lots of that. And I had a relationship with the man who owned the school, who I've worked with. while I was going, the man just put a lot of chairs and tables in his school bus and said, I'm giving it to Mr. James. I'm giving it to Mr. James. And many other things. This one gave that. This one gave that. I was starting school without starting a capital. So you see, it's not all about it. Many times we feel disadvantaged because we don't have so much amount, because we don't have so much money. So you've got to understand what you need. What you need is what you need. So another thing I quickly talk about on the business, building a business, is system and structure. System and structure. Quickly, I will talk about, because this one is so important. System is so important and structure is so important. What's the meaning of system? System is the ability to break your business functions into step-by-step process that will aid consistency and efficiency. Consistency means that customers are coming, they get the same service every now and then. And efficiency means they get a better and without stress. You are able to carry out a business easier and without stress. There are three things you have to really get in system and structure. The first one is that you have to, it gives you consistency, whereby you are doing, the business gives the same result every now and then. Like McDonald's all over the world now, McDonald's, you get the same result in McDonald's all over the world. The same result in McDonald's all over the world. That's what you get. All over the world, you get the same results. So if you get to McDonald's in US, it's the same result you get in UK, it's the same result you get in China, because they have system and structure in place, and they are put system and structure in place. So there's a consistency. The second one is the efficiency. Is a place where they get done faster and without stress. The work is done faster. It takes 5 minutes for your order to be delivered in McDonald's. It takes 5 minutes for your order to be delivered in McDonald's. So that's about that. And scalability. Also scalability. The third one is scalability. You see, the business can grow without depending on just one person. When you have a system and structure, the business can grow without depending on one person. That's what system and structure brings. It makes the business to grow without depending on one person. That's when you use the spirit and begin to scale. The McDonald's have thousands of branches all over the world, and yet they work the same efficiency, the same consistency, and they have scaled. So that's where system and structure. So now we're going to break. Like I told you, system is really breaking your business function into step-by-step process, which will ensure consistency and efficiency. You have to really be able to break it into step-by-step. So for the first thing, I'm going to just give you about 3 keys in this consistency. We're talking about, the first one is operational system. The operational system is the first thing. That's it. How the business runs daily. What are the operations of the business on a daily basis? Operational system. So you have to look at the operational system. So if you break your business into, let's say for restaurant, for instance, now, what are the operations, the functions of the restaurant? The restaurant, that if we break it into about 4 step-by-step functions. We'll talk about the customer placing an order. The customer placing an order, and you prepare the order, prepare the meal, serving the customer, and as well handling complaints. That is in 4. So you broke into 4 places. Each individual understand in that company just 4 processes, and you are able to teach your workers the same process, and that's where delegation comes in. They understand. You are able to break your business functions into processes. Okay, a customer makes an order, they prepare the order and send it to the customer, serve the customer. That's the third one. And if there's any complaint, how they respond to complaints. That's a system. So you are able to train them what to do from time to time, what to do. So even when you're not there, they know what to do and they get the results. So that's what business system is all about. So you really are like a consulting company now. A consulting company has to do with a getting a client. That's the first phase of the process. Getting a client, delivering service to the client, and getting feedback. So you have to document it. That's where you can delegate. Don't delegate until you have mastered the work. Document the mastery, train the staff, then delegate. I'm still going to talk about delegation under leadership and last of that. So you have to understand this process. So understand the business function. Then you'll be able to understand who takes this. If you are the only one in your business, but you must understand the business functions. That's when you'll be able to vote. Know where to employ somebody, how to employ somebody. When you employ somebody, what are you employing him to come and do for you? You are a laundry service. You can break it into different functions. Somebody taking the order, somebody doing the clothes, somebody ironing the clothes, and somebody delivering the order. So which of these functions are you ready to outsource to somebody to come and assist you do? There's some businesses like a school now. A school has several classes. You need somebody in some of those classes. That's called teachers. You need a place whereby someone that how would the children come to the school? That's another angle of the function. Which number 2 we talk about, that's a marketing and sales system. You have to understand marketing and sales system. That has to do with how you attract and retain customers. Because many entrepreneurs, they really struggle because they don't have a system for attracting and retaining customers. So when there's a systemized approach, it actually ensures that you generate leads and convert them into sales, and convert them into a sales or a paying customer. So you must understand the place of marketing, sales, and marketing system. How do you attract? Is it through online? Is it through sharing handbills? Is it referrals? How do you generate your customers? Is it posting on social media? Is it running ads? So you have to understand, how do you do that? In fashion, it might be different. It might be only fashion show, posting on Instagram, posting on, so you have to understand, you must have a consistent way of marketing and sales. Okay, number 3 is financial system. How do you manage your money wisely? So if money are coming in and is going out without proper tracking, then the business can fail even if it's profitable. So you must have a financial system, that helps you to monitor income, expenses, and profit. How much are you keeping records? That's bookkeeping. Do you have a bookkeeping? Do you have on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, to calculate how much has come in, how much you make as profit, how much is the cost price, and all you need to outsource to an accountant to help you to do it. So you must understand on a daily basis how much, even the illiterates, they do this. Many business owners don't have a financial record. On a daily basis, how much do you sell? How much do you have in the bank? How much have you made? You have to be able to remove it to understand the gross profit and the net profit. How much are you paying as bills and salaries? How much profit have you made? So that's why you know if your business is profitable. Your business can have a great turnover with no profit. That's by just be breaking even. But a lot of times we mistake productivity for profitability. Sometimes you've got to understand the place of profiting. So it's one thing a successful business owner is that it tracks is project payment. It tracks a payment. It tracks you might use app like QuickBooks and lots of that. But basically, even with Google, there's this Google app that you can use to track your costing, track your income, track your expenditure, and lots of that. So that's that about that. So when you are building structure, that system, when you build structure, what do? You delegate a team. You delegate a team. You delegate a team. System is how these functions are broken into step by step. Structure is how how the people are allocated to that system, to that processes. system talks about the processes. It talks about the functions, how it is broken into step by step. While structure has to do with responsibilities. Who does this? Who does that? System talks about business function, how they are broken into processes. Let me explain again so I can locate it. When a customer comes to a restaurant, they place an order. That's part of the system. They prepare the order. That's second phase. They serve the order. That's third phase. And there's any complaint, somebody handles the complaint. Now the question is, now in a very structure, and in fact, the third aspect of that this thing, not just handling complaint alone. What about the place of tidying up the place? The place of washing the dishes? Who takes care of the dishes? Who takes care of the dishes? So somebody has to take care of the dishes. So that has to do part of it. So structure has to do with responsibilities. Who takes the order? Who prepares the order? Probably one person is the one that has to take the order and serve the order. Another person will have to prepare the order. Another person responds to complaints through customer service, and business growth. That means the owner might be the one that responds to complaints and business growth. While somebody might be the one placing order and serving. While somebody might be the one cooking the food for the order, or baking. While somebody might be the one cleaning. So that's structure. After you have done the system where you have broken the business function into different processes, then you allocate, give responsibility to individuals. You delegate responsibility to individuals. That has to do with the delegation and team building. So because as your business grows, you can't do everything yourself. You have to delegate, some task to some routine work, to some people. But the high value task is done by you alone, which has to do about handling complaints and the business growth, the vision. Where are we going to? How do we brand? How do we build? How do we get branches? That's high value task. How do we improve on what we are doing? So when your business is growing, you might begin to delegate some other routine work, taking order, processing the order, serving the food, and lots of that, to cleaning, to outsource it to workers. That's when you're building a team. When you can, there are two forms of tasks. There's high value task and routine task. The high value task is taking care of the manager or the owner of the business, and while the routine task is taking about other staff. That's why even a time will come, some high value tasks will be outsourced also to managers, supervisors. Whereby you get to not just strategic alone, you become strategic and sophisticated leader. Whereby you can relate to people going to join venture, put some resources together, or better still, create another streams of income. So the second one is that automation. Sometimes you have to allow technology to do the work for you. Allow technology to do the work for you. So there are many tasks you can in your business that can be automated, and that will help you to save time and human error. So you can do sometimes some things like a WhatsApp autoresponder. Somebody are placing order online, autoresponder. There's some technology you can bring in place, like a CRM. There's some email responder, and there's some these days now there's some companies when you are chatting them for customer care, it is AI that will be responding to you. That's what's called technology. Using technology to reduce human error. There's some even companies now you call them, when you are calling them now, it is AI that will be talking to you. So it is the third one is scaling and expansion. So a business structure will support growth, the moment, and help you to grow. So you have to scale and expand. You have to envision the place of scaling and expansion. Don't forget, even when you started your business without registering, you must, if you want to scale, expand, you have to have a legal business registration. You have to build a team, and you might have multiple locations or online platforms. Multiple location, and online platforms. So you must understand those three things. Your business must be registered. You must have a team if you really want to scale to become big. I told you about Sam Walton that built a business, Walmart 1962. In 8 years, they were able to build about 38 branches. They were registered. They had a great vision, and was able to build a team, and as well, also it had multiple locations or multiple online platform. I know a guy as well. We saw yesterday. He has about 15 schools. A young guy. He has about 15 schools. Was able to build structure and system and structure in each places. Putting the routine task for workers to do, high value tasks in place, supervisors and managers there, and each of the 15 schools, 15 secondary schools, and even primary. A young guy that's just around 40. So that's the way it is. So when you are able to understand the place of system and structure, you'll be able to build and scale. So you have to write down your long-term vision and plan how to expand in stages. That's why, as the owner of business, I'm going to teach you when we are talking about thinking like a CEO. If you're going to be like a CEO, CEO is not supposed to. It's not only when you have a big office. Even from your room, you are a CEO. But thinking like a CEO is therefore thinking like an operator. You have to have 5 years down the line vision, 10 years down the line vision. How many branches are you looking at? How many offices are you looking at? So you have to have that vision, a long-term vision, and have a strategy to achieve that vision. And you can begin to review your strategy from time to time. Through feedbacks and lots of that. Through experience, you can begin to review your strategy from time to time. So that's how to build a business. I told you, started from, having understood the 7 P's. Now you have to understand your product, understand the 3 Ds, discover, develop, deploy, and as well you understand the alternative to capital, you understand the place of system and structure. So that's what I have for you today. So I will tell you so much about the mentorship, because this thing is real life. In real life, you get to understand, so you have to appreciate this training, because a time will come you might need to pay so much for the same thing you are getting for free. So I'm going to tell you how you get access to the certificate. It might attract a stipend of 4,000 naira for the certificate, so that you can. And if you don't have the book already, you might need to have access to the book. The e-copy is 2,000. You can have access to the on seller, and the hard copy, we sell it, out there for 7,000, but for coppers, we only offer it for 4,000. So that's what I have for you today.